My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Pull up a gram like exam.
I don't know. I don't think Lou's gonna dance for us. Oh, I love it. We have a different crew tonight. We got a different crew. Captain Lou is in the house. Michael, he's on every show, but hey, we're happy to have him. Fellas, how we doing? Thursday's the new Friday. I hope you're feeling it. Lou, you're fresh off of vacation. You were telling us backstage, so you might not be as energetic as me. But how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, we're playing the Bums in about an hour and 45 minutes, man. I'm ready.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. Your team's playing tonight. Dang it. I'm the gamble guy. I just put up a player prop on that game tonight on the members only. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's going to be a great game. Is that in Detroit or Green Bay?
It's in Detroit. Yeah, it's going to be a madhouse down there. It's whenever Green Bay comes to town, it's amazing. And even a Thursday night game, it is going to be that's going to be a slugfest tonight, man. I can't wait. I'm nervous as a Lions fan, but it's going to be fun.
I wouldn't be too nervous if you saw my player prop. Michael, well, first of all, fellas, I'm guessing Ireland was dangerous for me in October because now I can't get off the Guinness. I'm guessing I'm the only one drinking tonight.
Yeah, the pipes are still a little warm for me after a couple of rather loud nights in Arizona. A pedal bar really did me in, man. It was so much fun going through Scottsdale. it was a hoot, but boy, it kicked my ass.
I saw you doing the cannonball into the pool after Michigan beat up on my Buckeyes. But
I thought you'd like that. I couldn't believe it, Jeff. You're my favorite Ohio State fan, but I got to tell you, man, if Ryan Day don't win the Natty, I think he better polish up his resume.
We're actually going to touch on them twice tonight. First, the fight. This is just foreshadowing. We're going to talk about the fight. Then we're going to talk about how crazy Ohio State fans are. But before we get to that, Lou's drinking his customary Coke. I got my Guinness. Michael, do you have your tainted FedEx water? All right. Where's the Falcon when you need him? I'm the only degenerate tonight. What is that? What are you showing me? Okay, are you talking? Are you not talking tonight?
Well, you muted me.
I didn't mute you. I didn't touch your controls.
That's weird.
Mike, I'm going to go into coach mode. Get your shit together, all right? It's Thursday night. The game, we kicked off. It's time to go. Let's go.
So this is my FedEx can opener for my water bottle.
All right. There's no plays off, Mike. All right, here we go. Hey.
I was going to – go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask Captain Lou who wins tonight. I got the pack, man.
Well, the figures. I'm taking the Lions 34-31.
So
I got
actually
24-21.
Listen, if my bookie, promo code 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces. If you're guessing 34-31, Captain Lou, you're taking the Packers because they're getting 3.5. So you'd win that bet right there.
That's dangerous. No, yeah. I don't bet Lions games. I can't. don't bet Lions or Michigan, so I'm not putting any skin on the game tonight. But if I was, I had a little teaser parlay that we could talk about. I mean, real quick, I got both quarterbacks throwing for over 225 and David Montgomery getting over 50 yards rushing, and that's plus 135 or plus 142.
Balls, kid.
There you go. I mean, that could happen. I mean, the Lions are more prone to, well, we weren't going to go into gambling, but now you got my juices flowing here.
My bookie ticker up.
Yeah, I got to put the my bookie ticker up. All right. If there's a team that's not going to pass for a lot of yards tonight, it would be the Lions because they have the better run game. So that would be my take on that one. Mm-hmm. Folks, this is what just happened. If you usually tune in, you're probably thinking, what just happened? Where the hell is the Falcon? Who are these two guys? They're special people to 12 Ounce Sports. Other thing that's special at 12 Ounce Sports is our members only best bets section on YouTube. I'm actually pretty proud of it. I hit a 230. I'm the gamble guy. I have to hit bets. I hit a plus 230 player prop last night with the Lakers Heat. We have Greg on Daily Fantasy, Philly Pete, and we have a new guy that's going to start putting bets up. So check that out. YouTube.com at 12 Ounce Sports /join. It's $6 a month, people. Seriously, you go to Starbucks every day. You go to Starbucks every day. I just looked it up. It's $5.73 a cup on average around the U.S. for Starbucks for coffee. Come on.
I know, right?
We have a lot of topics, so we better get into it. Trevor Lawrence hit. Is it his fault or Al Shahir's? And now I'm going to show you the hit first, and then I'll say why I'm asking that question. There's the hit. It's brutal. Yeah, okay. Rex Ryan said, these quarterbacks, they're waiting to the last minute to slide. These defenders don't have much time to react. And I saw Tom Brady, a legendary quarterback that Mike thinks isn't very good, but he's delusional. What just happened? He's saying these quarterbacks aren't protecting themselves. When I see things like that, do we blow up full speed like that?
You can't. But it's funny because I saw Mark Schlereth blame the quarterback too. And I agree to a certain point, but I'm sorry. These guys are leading with their elbows. They're leading with their helmets. Their technique is effed up. And I think the guy should be suspended as long as Trevor Lawrence is out, or at least the 4 games. I mean, it's just, that is poor tackling. You can't lead with your forearm and your helmet. You just can't. And you can't launch. So I'm torn on this. Lawrence, I think, slid too late as well, but no.
My theory of why they lead with the elbow is because oftentimes when you lead with the shoulder, which is form tackling, the first thing that hits is the helmet. So the refs determine or kind of see the data in front of their faces in real time. I think he led with his helmet, but he was really just leading with his shoulder. So I think that's why they're doing the forearm now, but it's a weapon at this point.
No, it's terrible, but that's just like all those Bears fans whining and bitching saying that hit on Caleb Williams was dirty last week in the Lions game. It was not dirty. He hesitated on his slide and he almost got himself killed. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. You can't, once the quarterback leaves the pocket, he's fair game. But going to the head, I don't know, man. It's such a crapshoot.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Mike, and you could chime in anytime you want, but I'm wondering if the fix is maybe we stop this letting them slide feet first. Maybe that's an answer. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here. Mike, are you alive? What do you think?
I'm waiting for my opportunity to chime in. So how about this? How about people do their homework instead of chiming in? I know everybody and their sister played high school or college football at some point in their careers. I understand everyone online says that.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
See, no one else got that except for me, but that's cool. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're waiting for you.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I can't say anything without that being played. So Trevor Lawrence, him sliding late, does not mean that Aziz Al-Shahir is not a dirty player. He's got a few of these hits this season alone, and for these former athletes that we have on every network, not just ours, but just saying, I play football. Okay, you don't know who this guy is. Aziz is a dirty player. He's done it all season long. Wait, we got to stop this. Trevor Lawrence sliding late is not why he was hit like that. He was hit because that player's dirty.
Did you see that clip? They did a comparison. 1988, Mike Singletary hit the quarterback from the Lions. Same exact thing. That was hit of the year.
Yeah, that was part of the promo for NFL Films. So for the viewers at home, I did not prep Mike for this show, but I also had video of Al-Shahir's history, and it turns out this guy is not on the up and up. Mike should have liked that he was choking Brady because Mike doesn't like Tom Brady.
I always choke Brady.
Here's a sketchy hit. Like, this is all of his sketchiness in the NFL. There's a punch.
Yep.
This guy's kind of got a history. This is kind of a slow-moving video. Let's see if we can get there's another late one. Yeah. We'll go back to that one. That's not a quarterback, but that's way out of bounds. That's way out of bounds.
Jeez.
This guy's got a dirty history. So there you go.
And I do think, like, the forearm argument, who said that? Like, I don't. So the whole, like, they can't turn their shoulder. Every other player I've seen tries to turn the shoulder. I mean, just like the fact that, like, the forearm straight to the face is just not a good look.
I guess my biggest issue is how they launch. They leave their feet and lead with their shoulders and heads and elbows.
Yeah.
And Mike, I don't mean to sound like the old guy, but we had big hits back in the 70s and 80s when we played, but we were planted. You hit them square. You didn't launch. And to me, that's dangerous for the defender. I mean, if they hit them wrong, their neck is broken too. And
I agree. Yeah.
And I don't know what the answer is. It's a violent sport. These guys know that going in. They're making buku money. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You see, it just seems to be happening more and more. They want the highlight reel hit. They want to be on Sports Center, and chicks dig the big hits, I guess.
Wait, tell me again, Lou.
What just happened?
Captain Lou, fired away. Cannonball.
Speaking of what just happened, we have an Ohio State and Michigan fan in the room. Ohio State, Michigan, plus other rivalry fights. I'm going to play a little bit of a montage. My what just happened is, when did this goofy ass, and Lou, you might get mad at me during this segment, but when did this become a thing? Like, you got the upset win, and then teams do this every game, like throwing flags. Now we're going to fight. Like, this isn't war. We're playing a game. We're playing a fun game. Oh, the Trident. Oh, we're going to fight. Now we're going to flag. What had just happened? What is all this? Why are we doing this after games? You're supposed to fight in between the lines, the 60 minutes. Like, both teams are to blame in all of these cases. Okay. Yep. I'm not going to ignore that fact. What's causing this?
There's no humility, or there's no nobility and humility anymore. There's no such thing as winning. There's no humbleness is gone, right? There's no such thing as winning and losing with class. It goes back to the me generation, and I mean, I don't have a problem with the flag planting. Texas and Oregon did it at the Big House. You didn't see this.
True.
At Oklahoma did it to you guys. You didn't see. I mean, nothing like this. This comes with that rivalry. And you know what?
Well,
I can't say anything because next year you guys win at the big house, you're going to plant the flag, and I don't have a problem with it. If you got a problem with it, beat him. It's just like, it's just like who was bitching the other day? Oh, that Maryland coach. We had it on our chat because Penn State threw a touchdown in the last play of the game. Fourth string. You're going to tell your fourth string guys who are the hamburger squad for years not to try?
Hey, the viewers are going to think I prompted you guys. Lou got in us backstage like 3 minutes before the show. Mike and I were talking about everything but this show. And Lou, what you just said is 3 topics from now, Maryland, Penn State. But I'm wondering what's going on, because it's not a sports thing. I think it's a society thing. What's going on where all of a sudden a team wins and they gotta like get really flamboyant about it after the game, and then the losing team all of a sudden wants to fight. Like, you had 60 minutes to fight and defend your home turf. Like, what's contributing to it? Is it social media? Is it the intensity of sports? Like, all the stakes are higher now because people are getting paid. What is it?
Mike, go ahead.
I was going to say social media. I'm with Captain Lou about the me generation, which is kind of my generation, unfortunately. But it's true. Like, and Captain, I'm just sad that you think, in your old man yelling at cloud age here, how do you think that planting a flag is okay and classy? Like, how do you think that?
I didn't say it was classy. I'm just saying that.
But, like, come on now.
Hey, you know what?
If I piss on your lawn, I don't know, man. They do that for a reaction. They don't do it because they think it's cool. They do it for a reaction.
Well, that's what?
So Mike, you're saying Michigan planted, and I don't mean to single out Michigan because we just saw a montage where 7 teams did the same thing. So Arizona State, we'll take Arizona State. You're saying they planted the trident because they wanted that reaction. Is that your take?
Yeah.
Because I don't disagree with you. I think they wanted a fight.
I agree. That's why I think both, like you said, both teams are in the wrong on all these occasions.
No,
I don't know. They're acting like people that are younger than college age students.
Well, I'll tell you, I have an Ohio State flag behind me, and I was embarrassed by their reaction. Like, you guys scored 10 points against a 500 football team. Go to the damn locker room. Like, what do you care? Next thing you know, 10 minutes later, cops are macing people. Like, what just happened? Come on, go to the locker room. You just got beat, and then you have a football coach that can't beat Michigan standing there like a deer in the headlights. Like, I am just.
He was. Oh my God!
It's embarrassing.
That was a bad look for Ryan Day. Captain,
it's embarrassing. And then he's in the press conference like, I got to figure out what was going on. You knew what was going on, asshole. Everybody in the stadium knew what was going on. Your team decided to fight in minute 62. The unfortunate circumstances, there's only 60 minutes in a football game.
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I got to tell you, we stood there. We were down, in Arizona watching it, and I'm just like, what the hell's happening here? I mean, why are you running into the only putt? You got 2 NFL wide receivers that could go round 1.
True.
Yeah.
And you're running into the only strength that Michigan's got, their interior, of our 2 number 1 draft picks. What the hell? And I'm just like, this can't be. What is
it's a bad look, man.
You know the name of the show. What just happened? There's a reason for it.
What just happened? And I got to be honest with you.
That's a great point about the star players, though. I didn't think about that. Like, you got high draft picks that are acting like buffoons too.
Listen. Here's the crazy thing. The announcer, not Gus Johnson, who was with Gus?
Joe Klatt.
Klatt figured it out in the second quarter.
Yeah.
The zone run for Ohio State played into the Michigan defense strength.
Yeah.
The counters the counters and the misdirections played against Michigan's strength, but Ohio State would not run any counter. They kept running the zone run. And to credit my good buddy, my lifelong buddy, Grant, he texted me. He said, Ryan Day tends to coach scared in big games.
Boy, he's right. It's
No
uncanny.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
No, Mike, go right ahead.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Even though Ryan Day was doing pretty good before Mr.
What are you doing?
They're doing that.
What the hell does that got to do with this game?
Mike,
he brought up the Ryan Day thing.
That?
Mike,
Really?
Mike, we're not just talking about Ryan Day's history against. Did you see him coach against Nebraska?
Nebraska? No, I didn't.
No, 21-17 against Nebraska, a team Indiana rolled by 5 touchdowns. He coaches scared when he doesn't always coach scared, but when you're in this whole season, Ohio State doesn't wake up till 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. But if a game's tight and we're getting close to the halftime, he gets really scared. He doesn't get aggressive. He forgets he has 2 NFL wide receivers on his offense. I mean, we're way off topic, but you got me started on Ryan Day because I don't understand. I used to have my best high school coach I ever had, because I had 3 different high school coaches in 4 years playing quarterback.
Wow.
My senior year, I had the best coach I ever had, and he said, every play you should run should be designed to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ryan Day doesn't do that.
Yeah, you're exactly
But
right.
Ohio State, Georgia happened, right, Captain Little? Even you can attest to C.J. Stroud and Ohio State could have beat Georgia.
Well,
They did.
Like, if that was a national championship, Ohio State fans still say, "Oh, this guy sucks." Come on, man.
Nobody says nobody
Here's the
says
problem, Mike. If you haven't lived in this rivalry, and I'm not picking on you. If you haven't lived in this rivalry and experienced it over the last 50 years, John Cooper was the same boat 30 years ago.
Yep.
He would go into this Michigan game 10-0.
Oh.
And lose. And they
Kind of
fired
like
him.
Georgia, Florida, Mark Rick. I feel your pain.
I'm just saying, there you go. And so you look at a guy like Gary Moeller or Lloyd Carr. Lloyd Carr had probably one of the best teams Michigan ever had in 2006, the year Bo died. And they lost they were 1-2 with the Ohio State, both 10-0. They wanted him fired after that game, and they ended up firing him the next year. So, yeah, I mean, Ryan Day has got an exemplary record. It's ridiculous. I agree. But here's the problem. You could say he's 66-10, can't win big games, and you're right. There's a lot of coaches in the SEC, other Big Ten teams that do the same goddamn thing. They load up against the cream puffs and the lesser thans, so their records are inflated.
Yeah.
There is.
And Ryan Day's I'm pretty old. Lou and I are older, twice as old as Mike. I called Ryan Day John Cooper 2.0. Master recruiter, terrible close game manager. John Cooper's the scouting report on John Cooper was for 10 weeks of the season, he was a bull. He was an aggressor. He was sharp. He was ready to kill people. Michigan week, he looked like a deer in the headlights. And I think that's Ryan Day.
And we've got another coach in the Big Ten right alongside him. And that's Pete's guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's his guy.
Oh, God. So you're right. I guess I'll put it this way. I put Ryan Day in a tier 2, but he's above. He's like the highest part of a tier 2. But I do agree. He's not Urban Meyer. He's not, Jim Harbaugh.
He's not even. He couldn't even hold Urban Meyer's jock.
I agree. So that's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah,
but he's in
100%.
tier 2, but I guess he's not tier 1. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Like Mark Rick was the head of tier 2, and that meant nothing to anybody.
folks, feel free to comment on YouTube or X. We'll display it no matter what you say. I'm getting buzz. Nobody else is. But speaking of buzz, what is going on? Captain Lou, I want to hear your comments because we grew up in a time where coaches were crazy, but the Arizona head
Google that
man.
if he played. Is that true, Gamble Guy?
Why are you doing that to yourself, though? This is it's just crazy human behavior. Like, why?
It doesn't say. He's
I'm
Pro
thinking
Bowl
of
safety.
I thought he did. I must be thinking of somebody else. But yeah,
No,
I remember
Packers,
playing.
1988 to 1992. You were correct.
Okay, yeah.
And the Browns
Mike, I was going to say if I beat you to the punch on this, I'm going to make fun of you because I'm running the show.
Phoenix Cardinals.
Nothing. What just happened?
Oh my God, what a nut!
Yeah, that's rough.
Lou, did you have coaches like that?
Well, I had a coach. Our head coach in varsity was he was a yeller, and he got so pissed off at one of our players. He had like a bit where he went into a Vietnam thing.
Oh,
it was kind of crazy. Back then we couldn't take our helmets off, right? The whole practice. We could drink water through the face mask.
yes,
Couldn't take our helmets off. One of our guys took his helmet off and he wigged out. And he just started going like this. He's like, if you were in the Viet Cong, you'd get your goddamn head blown off. We're all just standing there going, what the fuck?
We're showing a Frozen video. This guy's going crazy down here. Shame on you, Gamble Guy.
Lou, so we had a legendary coach. He's in actually the Ohio High School Hall of Fame, Coaches Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He was our line coach. But we had the same rule. You couldn't take your helmet off during water breaks. And my buddy I mentioned earlier that said, Ryan Day, coach is scared. He wasn't looking Coach Iser in the eyes when Coach Iser was addressing him. So he says, when I talk to you, you look me in the eyes. He grabbed him by the face mask and did the Three Stooges eye poke. And he poked my buddy's eyes.
No, Coach Sane was never like that, but he was so intense. And he's in the Michigan Hall of Fame, too. He was a good coach. We won a state championship. I was not on that team. I was a sophomore.
Oh.
No.
Mike.
Come on.
I was
Mike,
138 pounds in my junior year. So,
Mike, have you played on a team? What are you busting his balls for?
No, but I wanted the Outlaws' own. I will say this though, for what it's worth, I just want to shout this out because we're talking high school football for a minute. Travis Hunter's little brother plays for Effingham County, which is like 5 minutes up the road, so that's kind of cool.
yeah.
He's really good too.
Well,
I just want to mention that little shame.
I'm sure Captain Lou and I could do a whole show on stories of old coaches that wouldn't be allowed to coach now.
Oh my God. I can give you the halftime speech. My late great Coach Falhusen, I'll never forget. We're playing a town called Newberry. We're getting beat at halftime, 6-0 or whatever. Something. He's like, "You guys don't get the oranges. What's the Newberry? The Sioux kicked their ass, and they tied Engadine. What the hell is Engadine? A gas station, a grocery store, and a goddamn blinker light. Now get out there and kick their ass." We won. It worked.
Yo, you won?
Yeah.
It worked.
Oh God, I love those stories. Bills fans are a national treasure, Sabellas. I don't know if you saw this, but as the Niners were trying to kick a field goal, watch this snowball. I'll keep replaying it. A Bills fan tried to change the trajectory of the field goal, and he almost succeeded. This is wild. Watch the snowball come in. It just misses.
Oh, that's funny.
That is. Wow.
I mean,
Good throw.
look at that.
Can you imagine?
Where's he standing to throw it that far?
But if it hits that ball,
Oh my God. That's
How
hilarious.
did he do that?
He must have been just right of the screen, the net or whatever.
I think if it hits that ball, it's going to change the trajectory. I don't know if that's a penalty, but Bills fans are something. Look at this guy. Like, what's the point of this? Is this just alcohol?
Oh, it has to be.
No,
He's just
perfectly sane human beings.
This guy's just tanked. Is he drunk on the Guinness, Michael. What just happened?
He's on the FedEx water.
What do you think? Let's play psychologist. Are they trying to get on TV, or are they just super drunk and stupid?
Drunk.
I think they're drunk and stupid.
Agreed.
But they're having fun. Bills fans are they're doing when they play the Lions in 10 days, the CBS Today crew is going to be in Detroit for that game.
Oh.
They know.
Jim Nance, Tony Romo people?
Yeah, they asked Jim Nance if he'd jump through a table. I'd like to see that. Tony Romo,
I doubt he will.
He's already have been.
We're getting close to a break, but we're going to go into the subject that Captain Lou didn't know was a subject, the Maryland-Penn State handshake. I have a lot to say about this, so we might run over, and I own the network, so this show can go over. The Maryland-Penn State. First, I'm going to play this. I actually need the audio on, and then we'll talk about it.
It's the smoothest post-game handshake. Yeah, I get it, right? At the end of the game, we throw a touchdown. I get it. But a couple things I will say. My job is to put the 3s and 4s in the game. But when the 3s and 4s get to go in the game, they get to play football. Those guys deserve to play football. Your 1s are in the game. You were trying to score. We're trying to score. On top of that, you're playing cover 0. If you don't want, play cover 2. I'm good with it. And on top of that, there's also a change in college football. We are trying to play as long as we can, make the playoffs, and be seeded as high as possible. And scoring as many points and a point differential matters. All that matters. And if you don't get that, it's really not my problem. So
yes.
W, 1-0. I'm good with it. Anybody that's not, that's their problem.
What is this soft shit? Like, what just happened?
Is that why he gets to keep his job?
Somebody tell the Maryland coach you're supposed to be a Big Ten Power 4 team, and you're more concerned about the opposing coach throwing a pass late in the game versus the fact that your team sucks. What just happened?
So this could go either. I mean, I'm with you, but how old is the Maryland coach that, like, if he's like stuck in his ways and you don't do that? I don't know, like, what his.
What do you mean stuck in your ways? That wasn't a thing back in my day. Like this whole. Oh, you're being mean. You shouldn't be throwing the ball up 44-7. Like, when did that happen? I don't understand this soft shit.
It's, I guess, player safety, but that's taking it too far.
It's not player safety. It has nothing to do with player safety.
Go ahead,
nope. I agree with 95% of what Franklin says. I'm not a Franklin guy. I mentioned that earlier. He's a phony tough guy. The only thing I don't agree with are style points. Well, maybe if you're a Big Ten team, because the SEC team, it don't matter who they play as long as they get 3 losses, they're going to be in. So, I mean, you got to get style points in the Big Ten. But all kidding aside, I don't have an issue with that, of him throwing. Like I said, you talk to any coach out there, they would be more upset, more embarrassed, and more pissed if you put your 4th string in there and they took a knee at the 2-yard line.
Yes. Yeah.
Any coach will tell you that. I've asked them because it's been brought up. I think I had this debate on our little chat last year when Michigan played Michigan State. Their 4th stringers were in. It was 42-0. They weren't throwing it. They were running it. And they scored. And my brother-in-law was upset to high heaven. And I'm like, stop them. He's like, well, that's just rubbing it in. That's poor sportsmanship. I'm so Steve, you put people in They practice all year.
Yeah.
Maybe get 2 chances to play. That's it. I mean, I know they're getting their free education, but no, I'm totally with Franklin on this. Totally.
Some of these guys are second and third stringers. You're not doing them any service. This whole,
That's true.
my feelings are hurt. This is embarrassing. Like, no, you're third stringers. It doesn't matter how much we know you lost. It doesn't matter. People forgot. 3 days later, people are going to forget that Maryland lost by 35, but you have third and fourth stringers in. You're trying to develop a program. Would you rather them stand out there and watch a guy take a knee, or they have to actually have to hone their skills and cover somebody?
And it's like,
get some reps. You're right.
They had their ones in there.
Right. Right. That's the other thing. They had their first.
That was dumb coaching. That was really bad coaching.
Well,
this is
not that good, and it's like, why in the hell didn't he put his goddamn threes in there? That
would have been even worse.
But still, what is the first string going to do when they're down 35-7 with 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game?
Right.
I do think what Franklin said is a little bit like, what does he mean we're trying to get into the playoffs? Like, so
no. I'm on that. I'm on his side on that because if you look at what the College Football Playoff Committee just did, Alabama less than 2 weeks ago got their ass kicked, and they're still in the playoff. So James Franklin's on to something.
Yeah.
You have to blow people out to surprise this committee and impress this committee, because everybody's thinking, well, you didn't beat anybody because you're not in the SEC. The SEC's got all these ranked teams, and half of them aren't even as good as Illinois. You kind of have to run it up on people at this point. I mean, Alabama just lost 24-3 to a 500 team.
So what I'm asking is I don't think the committee thinks differently if it's 42-7 or if it's 49-7. That's my issue.
No, they do.
I don't know if I buy that.
Do they look at like point differential? Or do they go by the 10th of a point here?
Who knows what the hell they're looking at?
A blowout is my point.
Mike, I don't know what they're looking at because Miami just lost to a 9-3 Syracuse, has no bad losses, and they think they're worse than Alabama, who just got rickrolled by Oklahoma, who's terrible. Oklahoma lost to Central Florida, and then they completely dominated Alabama.
Yeah,
I hear.
Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
No, go ahead, Mike. You're good.
No, Lou's got the mic.
I hear all this talk all year about the Big Ten not beating anybody. Oh, really? Okay. So Indiana's 10-1. Ohio State's, going into last week, they were 10-1. Penn State's 10-1. All right. So here's my question. How many unranked teams did they lose to? Indiana didn't lose to anybody unranked.
Exactly.
Penn State didn't lose to anybody unranked. Alabama lost to freaking Vanderbilt. Who's Texas beaten? I mean,
right.
Yeah.
I still think Georgia's going to beat Texas on Saturday.
Well, I prefer instead of who have you beaten, because you're on Power 4 conferences. I don't like the argument you haven't beaten anybody because you play in a Power 4. Your whole conference is Power 4. I like the comment you just said, though. Have you lost to an unranked team? And Alabama's lost to 2 500, 6-6 unranked teams.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the playoff can say that.
And here's one more thing on this, real quick. The SEC is coddled by the college football. They're the only goddamn conference.
And ESPN.
Well, right. That is allowed to only have 8 conference games.
Yeah.
Big 10, Big 12, ACC, they all got 9.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they get to play the Citadel in November, or Appalachian State, or Jacksonville State, or Mercer.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh.
Yeah. And I hear all this argument about, well, you got to look at the last half of the year. Bullshit. because they get that week in November where they get to rest playing Western Carolina and, Northeast Michigan State. I mean, come on.
The Citadel is the funniest one. Hey, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. I'm actually having a good time. We're gonna go way over. Actually, I have a feeling because we haven't even hit the commercial break. This is a dangerous crew because we could talk forever, folks. You're watching What Just Happened. We don't know what just happened, but we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right. At 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam.
Mike's got, I didn't mean to abruptly cut it, but Mike's got the moves. Mike, I wouldn't suggest doing live on the air what you were doing backstage, but it's okay.
I've done it on another show.
Captain Lou has mentioned he's got a bolt at 7:30, but it reminded me of something. We have 15 minutes left in the show, and I don't do overtime. For the past 25 years of my professional career, I've made a point. I don't do overtime, so we're going to have to move it. Okay, Mike, this is right down your alley. And if Captain Lou has to leave abruptly before we go off the air and talk backstage, guys, this 45 minutes has blown by. I'm having a good time. Mike, you do Fresh Fits on Daily Dive, right?
I do, yes.
That's the only daily live lacrosse talk show on the planet for 8 months a year because you can't do 12 months. You don't work. I have a Fresh Fits candidate for you. His name's Matt Collins. He plays for the Buffalo Bills. First of all, what the hell just happened? What is he wearing?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what this is?
Mad scientist.
Is that what it is?
Hey, look, I mean, that's my guess.
Looks like
And
a
he's
snowball.
he looks like a snowball. He's barefoot in the snow and ice.
That's wild to me.
Is it a mad scientist? You might be right, actually.
Or like some ode to like some old artist or whatever, but probably mad scientist. I don't know.
So I'm the old grumpy guy. Get off my lawn. But the
Right.
what just happened is, why are guys doing this? Like, is this like for some kind of initiative? Are they just trying to get clout? Like, I don't understand this. Mike, you're the young guy here. Tell me, what is this all about?
Captain Lou, I'll be honest, I used to start like hate this stuff, and some of the times I still do. That was actually cool and clever.
Hold on,
Like,
Mike.
It wasn't.
Hold on, Mike. I had something in my stocking. Let me see
Oh
what it
lordy.
is. Oh, it's a fireball. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm going to do some cinnamon whiskey.
Nice.
That's pretty good. So, so
Oh,
basically,
that's good.
I used to not care about this. And like I said, some of my outfits were still kind of stupid, but I don't mind seeing the clever like Halloween-ish outfits. Like that was kind of it was interesting. It wasn't like anything like, oh, why he wouldn't wear that in public, because most of these guys wouldn't wear any of these stuff in public. That was kind of cool though. The mad scientist look.
As I'm not the elder here. I'm usually the elder on this show. Lou's the elder. My question is, why like when I played sports in high school and college, it's like you wear a suit or you dress up.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are wearing
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
What just happened?
As long as they keep winning, they'll let them do whatever the hell they want, man.
Well, that's
true.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Keep on winning.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right. Captain Lou, this is the subject that I'm glad you're still here for, because I know you got to leave here in 12 minutes. You're going to take a lot of pride in this, and I'm going to be embarrassed. But have Ohio State fans lost their ever-loving minds? What just happened with my fan base? Now, I'm a lifelong Ohio State fan. I'm a Purdue fan because I went to school there. I graduated from there. But I'm a lifelong Ohio State fan. I've sometimes been embarrassed. I was embarrassed at the fact that we had the highest payroll of any college ever, and we can't win all 12 games. We've spent more money on our roster than any team in the history of college football, and we lost 2 games. Ohio State fans have lost their minds. They are now suggesting that the Michigan game might have been tainted. What just happened?
Oh my God, I saw that. Where they said that Chip Kelly and Ryan Day were on the take because they're going to leave after this year. Oh my God, man.
Well,
they're saying that.
Let's read
So they're
this.
saying that Ohio State threw the game.
Let's read this, okay? And
Okay.
Lou, you can leave after this topic if you need to, but
All right.
this guy's suggesting, and he said, I've been thinking. No, you weren't thinking. You were probably high. I'm thinking about repeated letdowns against Michigan. It raises the question, do we as loyal fans have any legal recourse? Well, this is a different one. All right, this is one that really tipped me off, like set me off. I'll tell you the one before this one. A different fan thinks that the kicker was tainted, that he was given money to miss field goals. This guy has a different take, and this is very embarrassing as an Ohio State fan. He says he's wondering if we have legal recourse as fans to sue the university for losing to Michigan in 4 years in a row. Like, we spent what? What just happened?
I heard there's an NIL movement here in Michigan to get more money down to Columbus to keep Ryan Day and sign him to an extension.
Come on, man.
I bet there is.
Come on.
But But this guy says he thinks there's a lawsuit, breach of contract. As fans, we've arguably third-party beneficiaries of Ryan Day's coaching contract with Ohio State. That's false. You're not a beneficiary. You have nothing to do with his contract. Fraud, misrepresentation. The program sells tickets, merchandise, and donations. He's mentioning NIL of being a championship caliber team. We're still in the playoffs, by the way. And then he says negligence, because could his poor decision making constitute negligence? Consumer protection laws, like what the hell's going on? This is embarrassing. What happened?
Boy, you talk about someone who wants clicks, man. I'm telling you, he wants
That's
a
what this
15
feels
minutes
like now.
game. And this reminds me of Alabama fans when they lose to Auburn, or Texas fans when they, back in the day when they used to play A&M every year and lose to them. I mean, that's just I don't know.
I've never seen anything like this. Fans now of Ohio State are wondering if they can sue because we've lost 4 games in a row. Like, what? I mean, is this real life? I mean, it's a great time to be alive because the chaos. But Mike, I want your crazy insight on this.
Well, it's also a great the legal part.
Because what just happened? You actually seem like the type of fan that would want to sue somebody because your coach didn't win.
Okay, I'm not a Karen. So here's the thing. This legal thing is ridiculous. The being paid off, that intrigues me. That does intrigue me because if you think about it, NIL, I'm just saying NIL stuff, it's very weird how your team can just beat on all those other teams in Michigan, like, oh, we're just deer in headlights, like you said.
They didn't, though. They didn't,
weird.
Michael, they didn't just beat people. They barely beat Nebraska. They needed a goal line stand to beat Nebraska. They beat Oregon by 1. The kicker missed a field goal on that one too. And they played into Michigan's strength. So if anybody's compromised within the Ohio State organization, it's not the kicker, it's the coach. Because the coach kept calling plays that played right into Michigan's strengths.
Honest question, Captain Lou. Does the All-22 get released from college football or no? That's a serious question.
Does the what? I'm sorry, the
All-22 camera, is that ever accessible to college football fans?
I don't know.
What's that? What is that?
Like the All-22 camera, where you see all players at the same time on the field. The reason I ask, notice how Will Rogers, who was you guys' quarterback at Ohio State?
Will Rogers. Will Rogers.
I'm thinking Mississippi State. So Will Howard, the last drive, is like just looking around. Like
he had a concussion. He had a concussion, Mike.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, how on earth can you look? You can't try to throw the ball once. I mean, he didn't even try to throw it down the field once past the line of scrimmage. It's like he's looking. Or they covered. You can't try. That's not a concussion, though.
He had a concussion.
But that's not the reason behind that, though. You're sitting there looking. Look, you can't even try to throw it. That's not.
He was concussed.
I gotta side with the gamble guy on this one.
Oh.
He was hearing footsteps, and he was spooked after that hit. You could tell in that last drive.
What?
We have no
points anyways.
Mike, we have no backup. Ohio State has no backup quarterbacks.
Their backup quarterback was number 33. That tells you they got nothing.
You mean
yes?
You mean, Captain Lou? If I get a headache, you mean to tell me that I can't just try to throw a football? I can't try.
Mike, let me ask you a question.
On 4th down,
have you ever gotten a concussion?
Probably, yeah.
Have you ever?
No, not probably. I've had 7. My doctor checked.
I've had them. Let me tell you what happened to me. All right. So this was on the job 6 years ago. I slipped on the ice, cracked my head against the door of the truck. Okay. Now let's hear me out. I was 50 miles away from the warehouse. My boss had to come and get me. I remembered nothing about the drive up. The last thing I remembered was hitting my head on the ground. The next thing I know, I'm sitting in the parking lot of the emergence of the whatever you call it, Ready Care, whatever you call it, waiting to go in there. I had no recollection. And that's not even a hit compared to one of these guys get, man.
Right.
So the reason I'm asking is, does a concussion, are you physically incapable of throwing a football? I'm just wondering.
No, Mike, you have to.
Even if you can't remember, it has to be asked.
Mike, I had 7.
Going out there.
Mike, I've had 7 concussions. Yeah. My doctor is super terrified of me getting CTE. Like, he asked me if I'm depressed all the time. Like, when you get a concussion, you can't comprehend things.
In Ohio,
yeah. And Ohio State was negligent in that fact, where he clearly had a concussion, but they don't have a backup plan. They don't have a backup quarterback. They have no plan if Will Howard goes down. They have zero.
Go into the tent. He didn't go into the tent, did he? After that,
no.
Okay, so in other words, we don't know. So I'll ask it again.
He had a concussion. I watched the hit. I've taken that hit.
I know, but I'm just wondering.
That explains it.
No, it's an honest question. It's an honest question. You mean to tell me, even though he has a brain injury, which is fine, he can't? He's like, is he in a dream? All of a sudden, he can't throw a football.
Yeah, Mike,
you can't even try to throw a football past the line of scrimmage.
He can't comprehend. He can't comprehend what's happening in front of him. He's concussed.
He comprehended not trying to turn the ball over.
What are you talking about?
He comprehended ducking in the pocket and running away. What does he not comprehend?
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
No, I'm serious. We're giving him an excuse, but like, he had the wherewithal to run away and throw it out of bounds. So he doesn't have the wherewithal to try it? Come on, man.
He was on the tape.
That's it.
Yeah. yes.
So because he's concussed, he's physically incapable of trying, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, of making a coherent decision.
No, he threw it out of bounds. He threw it out of bounds. That point is mute when he threw it out of bounds. He knew what he was doing then. So why can't he throw it away?
Let's go back to square one. What point are you trying to make? What just happened?
My point. Is it possible, like, because
are you saying Will Howard is compromised?
It wouldn't surprise me in 2024.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. In the gambling world, gambling rules the world all of a sudden. Right. Every league's in bed with the gambling sites. I don't think Will Howard's. I don't think anybody's on the tank. I don't think anybody was on the tank. I think what happened in the Ohio State-Michigan game was Ryan Day, coach, scared. He played right. Jim Harbaugh got into Ryan Day's head 3 years ago when he said he was born on third base and thought he hit a triple and said, "You are not a man if you can't run on us." And it's never escaped Ryan Day's brain. And he tried to run. Yeah,
Ryan Day said he could put 100 on him. In the last 4 years, they haven't even come up to 100 yet.
So
not even combined.
So that's a good point. So I was just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I do, in my heart of hearts, agree they got their butts kicked. I do agree with that.
And I think, too.
But it was weird.
Will Howard was a good transfer portal pickup, but go do some research and tell me what big game did he ever win at Kansas State?
Well, it's kind of hard to do that, but I agree.
I mean, seriously, I was shocked when I found out he was a starting quarterback, and they let the guy go that went to Syracuse who just lit up Miami.
Yeah.
That guy's also the Syracuse guys had some letdowns too, though. Even though,
but Howard's no better, and it could have kept this guy and probably saved some NIL money.
That's true, and also Gamble guy. For the record, I know Kaplan's got to go.
Yeah,
I do think Ohio State spending a lot of money. It could be more of like financial stupidity than it is anything I don't know if you can attribute that
get
to our
used to
roster is
it,
better than
because
yours.
it's going to happen every year now, especially at Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
That-
that
the-
quarterback that Michigan signed, Bryce Underwood, $13 million he's going to get.
He's better
If he
win that.
wins a national title, he gets a $9 million bonus on top of it.
Oh, because
That's
13
what
is
I
not
was-
enough.
Somebody showed me that, and I was like, holy shit. But
Dude, 13 is not enough, Captain Lou. Right?
you know, not for
You
now.
wish you had the 9 bonus, don't you?
But hey, they don't sign contracts. He could go back at the end of the year and say, if Michigan were to win 9 games, 10 games.
Hey, Captain Lou, what
Yeah.
do you always say when you close the show? Because before you go, I want to hear it. I want to hear you say it again.
Keep your heads up,
Yes.
keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open.
Oh yeah, and I love it. I'm going in. If you don't have to leave yet, do you have to leave?
I got to get going. I'm sorry. I got to roll.
All right, brother. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Go Dogs!
All right. See you later.
What just happened?
Captain Lou. It
Mike.
had to be Lou. What's up?
Mike, the Major League Baseball Golden Bat Rule, is this not the dumbest idea yet?
What is it?
Oh, you haven't heard this yet?
I'm not a Major League Baseball guy.
You didn't watch Rome this morning?
I love Roman, and this is the one show I missed. I'm mad about it.
So baseball is considering the Golden Bat Rule, which states in the first 6 innings, you have one golden bat where at any point during the game, you can put anybody up to bat, whether they're next in the order or not. Like, how dumb is that? What just happened?
Oh, wow. So I'm conflicted. I would be okay with that if they hadn't already done the pitch clock. Because that rule, are they implementing that?
No, they're thinking about it.
So I feel like they're doing that for more clicks and like more views on their game. But I mean, God, their commissioner sucks. That Rob Manfred fellow is just horrible. But it would not shock me if they're doing it just to, like, make it more exciting. But that's a little bit weird. I don't think new baseball fans care as much as I think old baseball fans would be more pissed off than new baseball fans would care. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just weird.
I think it's dumb.
Hey.
All it does is just piss off the old guys.
We went way over. I am so happy that you and Lou joined me. Falcon was bad. Falcon was upset he couldn't make it.
That's right.
This was a good time. Can you stay backstage? We'll talk for a minute.
We're doing a backstage pass?
Do you want to?
I mean, I thought we already did an hour and 5 minutes. We'll be all right. We'll see. We'll see.
Just stay backstage for a second. Folks, you are watching What Just Happened. I'm buzzed. Michael's on the FedEx Tainted Water. Captain Lou went to watch the Packers-Lions, which I'm going to watch too.
That's true.
We'll be back next Thursday. Love you for watching.
Hey.
Guinness the creature. Oh, we'll see ya.